Yeah, so JavaScript is a web-based language used to add interactive behavior to websites, to build web and mobile applications, to create command tools, to build games. But Java and JavaScript are not the same, right? So all you need to get started is a web browser and a text editor. So web browser, you could just use Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome or Firefox or whatever you want to use. And for text editor, you can use Notepad, you can use whatever you want, but we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. And to install Visual Studio Code, you just Google it, Visual Studio Code, and it's super easy to download. Now, okay,
The no-brainer.
yeah. So once you've installed VS Code, we're going to go to extensions on the left side here, and we want to install something called Live Server. Live Server by Ritwik Day. And what this does is it autosaves JavaScript changes that you make to your web page, and it helps you. It just got a couple tools that makes it easier to develop the web servers. The next we'll do JavaScript extension. So type in JavaScript and just pick the most popular one by Chlamydia caripidis. So this one's the one that I installed. And then the next one is HTML. See, the first one it says it's decommissioned or something or no longer supported. So I installed the second one, which is HTML and CSS support. So it's like a get two birds stoned at once kind of thing. So to start this off, we're gonna create a new folder. You could put it wherever you want, but for me, I like to put all my projects into a folder called project, and I'll just name it JavaScript. And then I'm gonna make, yes, we could trust the authors. All right, so I'm gonna create a file called index.js for JavaScript. And under file, I'm going to select this autosave. I'm also going to make the font bigger. So I'll make it like a 20. 20 is usually good. Maybe I'll make it 20, 22 or 24. I'll do 24, whatever. Big font. And now I'm going to create a index.html and a style.css. So you don't need to know much about HTML or CSS to get started here. Uh, Maybe we could do a course on that in the future. And if you would like that, you could let us know in the comments below. But for now, we're just going to focus on JavaScript and we'll do some HTML and CSS and try to explain it our best as we go along. But essentially, these are the three files that you need, an HTML, a JS, and a CSS file in order to get started on the foundation of the website. So if you go to index.html and I type in an exclamation point and then hit tab, that's all you do. Did you catch that? I'll do it again. Put an exclamation mark, press the tab button, and it auto creates a skeleton of HTML sample text. So what is it saying? It's saying the document type is HTML, saying the language is English, the character set is UTF-8, I don't know what that means. The meta name is viewport, I don't know what that means. I'll be honest, I don't know what these mean either. But what I do know is this is the header part of the website, this is the body of the website, and these are just the closing bits. So in here, we got to connect them together. So here we got an index.js. So we want to connect this index.html to our JavaScript file.
need input.
And we also need to connect it to our CSS sheet. So we'll do a link to rel style sheet, and we'll do an HTML reference to style.css. I think I got, what am I doing? So this in the header links the style sheet to our HTML. Since, our character set and our viewpoint and our scale and everything is in the header, CSS is just the style, so it can add like extra flair to it. So that's all header stuff. Now the body is where the JavaScript happens. So in here, we're going to do script source index.js, and then oh, it automatically puts that in there. I don't know why it's doing the double quotation like that.
It's too smart.
It's too
It tries
smart.
to do it for you. It tries
Yeah,
to do the two for you.
I'm too slow. I'm not fast enough for it. All right. Do we not need a closing link for this?
Ay. You already have it though, didn't you? The slash script. Isn't that the closing?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, you got me. I'll look it up here.
Yeah, it's right here. Because it auto-completed the script for me, but didn't auto-complete the link for me. So does that mean we need a script? Do we don't need a link?
I'm not sure yet. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, no, I'm not sure yet. It's new to me.
For Canadians who
All right, hold on. Nah, apparently you don't need it. That's what I thought.
The script with the closing script is all you need.
Yeah, okay.
I got you.
All right, so if you go to HTML and right-click, there's an option that says Open with Live Server. So we're gonna do that. A little pop-up box is gonna come up, and I'm just gonna hit Allow Access on both, just so I don't have any bugs in this tutorial. And then here's my web page. I'm going to put these side by side, but the web page isn't that important, so I'm just going to make it smaller like that.
Makes editing content so much faster.
Yeah, exactly. So in the web page, you're going to right click, click inspect, and ew, I don't like how Edge has the inspect bar on the right side. I like the inspect bar at the bottom like Google Chrome.
Pull up Chrome, or you don't have it on the system.
I don't I just installed this Windows on this laptop, so I don't have anything on there yet.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do Chrome. It's gonna
Yeah.
take like 2 seconds to install it.
Surprised there's not an option in Edge where you can like move it.
It's probably an option. I just never use Edge, so I don't know.
I've never used it either. Yeah. Chrome's my go-to.
Sorry, Firefox fans, we're using Chrome.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Go back to Linux.
Yeah.
We're on Windows.
Yeah. All right. Let me readjust this. Inspect. Oh, it's coming up on the left side again. Come on.
No way. Really? What the heck? I make it big first. Let's see. Got to be a way to bump it down. What's that top right thing with those two windows? Yeah, there you go. You
Oh,
got
there.
it. That's
Fucking
it.
Timmy.
Got it, buddy.
All right, sweet. So now we go to the console log here, and then now we can write something to the console log. So if we go to JavaScript, we can just do console.log. Say like I like cheese, and yeah, it comes up right away. I didn't even have to do anything. So right here it says I like cheese. It's not on the website, but it's in the console log. So this is like back-end website stuff or front end, I don't know. But console log, especially
Oh, yeah, I'm not too
smoked
sure. Is that
cheese.
considered backend?
Nah, it's not backend.
Oh, okay. I'm clueless.
This is a cheese website.
I got pop up.
You
Ha.
see, now we get a pop-up that says, if I refresh it, it says this is a cheese website. And then we've got two different lines here. See, if this was the C programming language, these two would both be on the same line, unless if you did like a carriage return with \n, but it's not like that. So yeah, that's how you log stuff to the console and do window alerts. And this is how you make comments, and this is how you make multi-line comments, like this, like that. And then next we got variables. So a variable is like a container that stores data, and you give it a name. So imagine you have a sock drawer in your closet, and you put a piece of tape on it and you write in a Sharpie pen, you put socks on it. So that's the name of your variable. And the socks stores a bunch of socks. And you know, algebra from high school is also a great example. So you had something like x plus 3 equals 5. You know, we can tell right away that x equals 2. And if you didn't know how to do that, you do 5 take away 3 equals 2. So x equals 2. X is the variable and 2 is the value. So X is a container that stores data, and 2 is the data that is stored inside the container. And hold on, I'll be right back. Cats are knocking
Yeah,
stuff over.
that's fine.
You're going crazy.
I remember when I took programming, whenever I said equal, my teacher would get upset at me, and he'd be like, "No, it's not equal. It's gets." He's like, "It's only equal if there's two of them. Get x gets two." Yeah, I was just saying when I was taking this before, like learning, and my teacher, he get angry if I said like x equals two. He'd be like, "No, it doesn't equal two. It's x gets two." And I didn't understand for a while until you used a double equal if you really want it to equal two
Oh,
in Python. I think depends. I don't know what other languages, but
no, I see what you're saying because,
it confuses people. They think, "Oh, equal," but it's like you actually assigned it. Like you were saying with it being a container, right?
right, it's like assigning it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets the value.
Yeah, we'll get into
For,
that later.
yeah, for sure. I just remember. I remember that. That's all. I remember him saying that to me.
Yeah, so for what Chris is saying, this is different than this in programming.
Yeah.
Like if x equals 2, and then like if this is true, or hold on, I don't know, we'll get to it.
We'll do that later.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
cut that out. We'll do it later.
Okay.
Uh, but
All right,
yeah,
so variables. So in JavaScript to declare a variable, you do let, and then you type in the variable name. So right now we just created a variable. There's nothing in it, but we just named it socks, all right? And then we can even log it. We could do socks. Let's refresh this. So here we don't have socks written in here. We just have undefined because it's not writing out socks. It's just saying, it's just referring to this variable with no data stored within it. So we can define it and assign data to the first statement. So we could do let socks equals 12. Let's say we got 12 socks. And then, yeah, we got to delete the let. Because let is when you're assigning, when you're creating a variable, but then later you can assign a value to your variable. So now socks equals 12. And notice how it still says undefined down here. That's because the order in which you write stuff matters. See, now it says 12. And if we could do socks equals socks plus 1, which would add one sock to our container. And then we can also make another one called let sock avail equals true. True or false is a Boolean statement. And then we can make a string like let name equals Chris string number. See, we've got a number type, we've got a Boolean type, and we've got a string type, and we've got a little equation type here of just like math. And then we can do something like, if we want to call them all, we could do console log hello, and then you could put in the name. So it says, hello, Chris. You have socks in your drawer. So here it says you have socks in your drawer, and down here you say you have 13 in your drawer, because we didn't actually write socks here. We just had socks in this variable holder, which is just 13, because we put 12 plus 1, so socks is 13.
I got a question.
What's that?
Okay, you know how like sometimes you have different types of variables, like you put let, but I think I read somewhere there used to be one that was var. I didn't know the difference between let and var, but I did know there was one called const. Like if you don't want the variable to
Oh,
change ever.
we're getting to constant soon.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, it's another type of variable. That's why I thought.
Right. We could do const right now. We could skip ahead.
I was just curious what the var one was because I know let is like regular and const is like constant, and then I wasn't sure what var was. Like just stands for variable, I guess. But what's confusing to me is I've been trying to learn different languages at one time, so they all kind of like cross into each other, like
Oh,
syntax, or the way you do it. So
uh,
sorry if I sidetracked you. You probably had a list.
no, it's okay. I think var. I don't know what the difference is between var and
I
let.
think var was how it was, and then they changed it to let. And I was wondering, like, I haven't learned. I just didn't know why they changed it. Like, there must have been some issue with using var.
Okay.
This is to guess.
So I just did a quick Google, and it says as of 2015 version of
Oh,
JavaScript, it says
let, not
use
var.
let, not var.
Gotcha.
So I guess
Got you.
I was confused because I'm like, I don't know anything about var. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So if you ever Google like any JavaScript and you see var in it, chances are it's really far. It's really old,
Yeah. Okay.
like a decade.
Cool. Well,
Anyways,
that solves that.
we were just finishing variables.
Okay. So now there's another way to call the variables by going to the HTML. So we can sync up HTML IDs in the body to display what's written in JavaScript. So that's like if we want to actually have the JavaScript displayed. And we do that by coming into the HTML file and then actually before the script, because the script comes last, we do p id, and we can name it whatever we want, but I'll name it p1. Oh, I forgot my other quote here. All right, so these are the three different paragraph elements they're called. So they're paragraph ID1, ID2, ID3. So we can come back into our JavaScript and we can assign these three variables to them. So instead of having hello, you have 13 socks in your drawer and there are socks available. we could do document dot get element ID, and we reference the element name from the inner HTML file that we are linked to. So this references the document in our folder, and it gets an element ID with this name from within our inner HTML file, and it's going to say hello plus our name. So yeah, here it says hello Chris. And we can do that for the rest of the lines as well. You have socks in your drawer. I spelled that wrong, but whatever. There are socks. And you can see that since I copy pasted this line multiple times, it just shows the last line. And that's because this is connected to the first line here. See here it's saying line 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Sorry, not line, paragraph. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. And they're all saying paragraph 1. So we got to give them their own spot. So now it says, hello Chris, you have 13 socks in your drawer. And there are socks? True, there are socks. So next we could talk about arithmetic operators. So we've got operands, which are values, variables, arrays, and then we've got operators, which is like plus, minus, times, divide, modulo. So let's get back to our socks. We've got 20 socks. Socks equals socks plus 1. As we know, this adds one sock to our sock collection. And then we've got socks equals socks minus 1. And that's how you take a sock away. And then we can do socks equals socks times 2, which gives us 40 socks. Socks equals socks divided by 2, which brings us back to 20 socks. And the other symbol that we've got, the modulo, we could do extra socks equals socks modulo 3. And what this does is it divides the socks by 3, and then it gives you the remainder. So 20 divided by 3, I'm not sure what that number is, but I do know that the number left over from that division is 2. And there's another way to do all of this. Instead of typing this out, we could do socks plus equals 1. Another way to do this equation is socks minus equals 1. Another way to multiply is socks star equals 2. Another way to divide is socks divide equals 2. And we can also, JavaScript natively understands math with the pedmass. So it starts with parentheses, then exponents, then it divides, multiplies, adds, and subtracts. So that means if I do let socks 1 plus 2 times 3 plus 4, it's going to add 3 plus 4 together before you add 1 plus 2. If you want it to add 1 plus 2 together, then you're going to have to put these in parentheses, and because these come first, it's going to do this equation, then it's going to do that equation, then it's going to times it together, and then we're going to get 21, blackjack, A. So now we could talk about user input. So user input there's two ways of doing this. Two ways. There's the easy way, then there's the hard way. Let's let's start with the easy way. The easy way is let username. Let's say we're making a video game or something like that. You got a player making, what's your name? And then we'll do console.log username. So here we just get a pop-up here saying what's your name. Then I say Timmy Jenkins. And then down at the bottom, you see that it's stored now in the username variable. in the console. So we know that my name is Timmy Jenkins. But, you've never played a web-based video game before that asks for your username with this pop-up. Like, you've never seen that before, probably. So the hard way to do it is doing it through the HTML. And we could delete these paragraph IDs because we're not using them anymore. So we'll do label ID equals my label. Oh man. I'm used to the text editor not autofilling anything for me. So JavaScript is
That's what
HTML
I
is
meant.
pampering me too much.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier. I said it was too smart.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna make a label, and the ID is my label, and then it's gonna say enter your name, and then we'll do a line break here and go on to the input type. The input type is gonna be text, and the ID is my text. And then we've got button type, and then the name is button. ID equals my button. Submit. And then in the JavaScript, we've got to then plug this in. So we do let username document dot get element by ID, similar to how we did the paragraphs. So we're pointing back to the HTML file of where we want to do this. And then we'll do my text, which is something we've written out on the other page. No, area value max, what is that? Value, just value. Why is it, what? Why, why don't you just let me write in value? There you go.
Something must be mistyped, or does it work?
No, it is mistyped. Uh,
Oh, okay. Because usually it only does that
I
if
got I
there's only
gotta
one
start with
option.
the button, not with my text. Okay.
Gotcha.
On click, there you go.
Oh,
Equals
click.
function. So here we're creating a function. We'll talk more about functions in a bit. Document.get get element by ID. Now we're gonna call this my text value dot value. No, can you just give me value without? Yeah, there you go. All right. It really wanted me to put in that Ariande Grande console dot get element
Yeah.
by ID, my label dot inner HTML hello username. So now all of this work, let me show you how it shows this. So we have a label, which is my label, which is just the first line here. So it says enter your name, and then we have a break. If we didn't have this break here, this bar to enter your name is just gonna go right beside that, like that. See? And if we don't have this break, the submit button is gonna go right beside that. So we can have it in one line like that. That's probably fine too. But I was just showing you that this line is the first line that says enter your name. The second line is literally just this empty box. And it says input type text. That's the type. And then here's the button. So it's creating a button and it says submit on it. See, I could write like T-Rex on here. And it says T-Rex here. But we'll just do submit. And then this JavaScript, it's just showing like it's gonna grab the username when the user puts it in. Here's the element ID, which is this top one. And then the last one is if I put in Timmy Jenkins, it's gonna say hello Timmy Jenkins. I got an error. What do you mean get element by ID is not a function?
Sorry, it equals a hello plus username, or is there brackets around it, or?
No, that's fine.
Oh,
Let me verify that these two are the same. Oh, because it's not console, it's document,
oh.
I think. I
I was gonna
let, let
guess
me
that
let me
it
not
wasn't
say that yet.
console, but
Hold on.
oh,
Yeah,
there you
that
go.
that's what it was. I wrote console, not it's document, not console. Okay.
I was gonna say something. I didn't think it was console, but then again, I don't really know that much.
All right.
Okay,
Next, go to type conversion. Type conversion is when you can change a type from string type to string to number to boolean to string. Yeah, you change it all around. So let socks equals dot. We'll do a window prompt. Let's say how many socks do you have? Well, I've got 15 socks. Thanks you very much. But it doesn't log it out because we gotta log it. Type of socks. So this shows what the data type is of a variable. That's what type of does. So you do type of and then you do socks after, and it shows you what the data type is of this sock or of that variable. So do socks equals number socks. So we're gonna display it as a number, whatever is in here. And then we could do socks plus equals 1. Then it says console.log. Great, you have socks. So I put in 10. Node is not recognized as an internal or external command. What's node? Where do I have node in here?
must have it written in there somewhere. Eh? I don't see it yet.
Is it because I still have this stuff? Doesn't like that?
I'm not sure yet. Oh, I can't remember how to comment out in HTML. Yeah, slash star or something. Or... Oh, easy. I got you. Yeah, my father just ordered some sushi. Give me like 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you in like 10.
Okay. All right. I didn't do anything. I just deleted this block and re-added it, and now it's working. I blame my program. I blame VS Code because I didn't change anything, but now it's working. So, anyways, let's do another example. We'll do let A, let B, let C. We'll do A equals number 3 point. Yeah, we'll do a string like 3.14, and we'll do B string 3.14. But of course, this is not a number. And we do C equals a boolean, and we'll just leave it blank. Blank is false. Anything else is true when it comes to booleans. So we do console.log a type of A, and we can just copy paste this. So here it shows that the first one A is a number, the second one is a string, and the third one is false, which is a boolean. And as we know, b is a string, so we could do b equals number, then put b in parentheses, and now b is a number. And if we do a equals string in parentheses, we can see that now a is a string. So a started out to be a number, and we just do a equals string and pass in the variable, and that converts it to a string. So it's pretty easy. Now let's talk about constants. So a const is a variable that can't be changed. So we could do const pi equals 3.14159. This is fine to name it pi as far as the program sees it, but as far as humans and other coders see it, it's important to name all of your constants in caps lock. This shows other coders that that's a constant variable and it's just like a standard naming convention used by all. So if you want to be a professional and let into the cool kids club, make sure you use caps lock when you're naming all of your constant variables. And then we can create a couple more variables like radius and circumference. And we'll do radius equals window prompt. The user will be able to enter the radius of a circle. And the radius is going to be the number within that the user enters. And then pi equals 420.69. And we'll do circumference equals 2 times pi times radius, because that's the formula for calculating circumference. And do console.log. The circumference is, and we'll do circumference. So now if I enter, so the circumference is 2 times pi times radius. So that means it's 2 times 3.14, not 4.69, because since it's a constant, it's going to see this and ignore it. It's not going to assign this to this. This is the only time it's assigning it. This is not going to work. We're not going to get an error for it, but it's not going to do anything because it's a constant. So we can enter the radius of a circle, let's say 50. Number is not defined. Oh, because I wrote Nubner. Number. Now I put in 50. I got another typo somewhere. JavaScript 12. Oh, actually you do get an error. I thought you didn't get an error, but you do. So I gotta delete that. Do 50. So the circumference of a radius of 50 centimeters or 50 whatever is then 314.159. So the more you know. Now let's talk some more math. We could put in some random numbers. Let b equals 5. Let c equals 9. Let maximum. Let minimum. And we could so here are some math functions. Like one is round a. So round a, let's do console log so we can see this. So we got to
So
capitalize math. So rounds up to the nearest number, and 12 is probably not the best example. So let me do 12.5. So 12.5 rounds up to 13, 12.4 rounds down to 12. The next one is a math.floor. This one rounds numbers down. So even if it's 12.9999999, it's still going to round down to 12. Next one we're going to do a math.ceil, which is ceiling. And no matter how low this one is, it's going to round up. So we could do 12.000001. Oh, I forgot to capitalize my M. It's going to round up to 13. And the next one is a math.pow. So it's going to be a to the power of 2. So 12 dot this number is to the power of 2 is this crazy number right here. Damn, that's a wild number. And then we go a equals math dot square root. This square roots it, so the square root of 12 dot this number is 3 dot that number. And then a equals math dot abs stands for absolute. And it's, damn, I keep forgetting to capitalize my m. So this is the absolute number of 12 dot bunch of zeros and a 1. Now we got maximum, where we do math.max a, b, c. And it's going to give me 12 dot the same number that a is, but if I do 55 for b, now it's, oh come on, it's supposed to give me 55. So I guess 12 is bigger than all these other numbers. Huh, go figure. Then we've got minimum equals math.min a, b, c. So now if I put this to 5, wow, it's not working? Oh, because right, I gotta change this down here. So we'll do math.min. So the minimum out of these is 5. And you have to reference it in the console log, because I totally forgot to do that. So the maximum is 9,415. That's how you do it. And the last one is math.pi, which then it assigns a to the number pi, which is 3.14 and all the other numbers after that. And if you type in JavaScript math functions, there are hundreds, if not thousands of them. So this video is just a quick little taste or showcase of what you can do with JavaScript and kind of how to use the basics. Let's talk about strings. Let's get back to these usernames. We got user1, and we can make a user number for the username. Let's say like 10.-54-27. Let's say that's like a user number. So we could do console log username dot length. This will give you the amount of characters used in the username, so it's 7 because we got a space here, space there, so altogether this is 7 characters, or 7 bytes you could also say. Next one we go username dot char at. This one you can reference the character that's at the first spot. So 0 is this blank spot right here, and if I do 1, I'll get the U. If I do 5, I'll get the 1 back here because that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we've got console log username dot index of. So O shows -1, and if I put in 1, it shows 5. So it's saying that there is a number 1 at the 5th spot. So see, I put in 5 of where the character's at, and it gives me a 1. So at the 5th spot, the number is 1 right here. And then here it's saying 1 in here is at the 5th spot. So when I put in an O, it's showing -1 because it doesn't exist. So if I were to put in like a 0 or a 4 or a 5, all of these don't exist, so I just get -1. And then I do console.log username dot last index of, which is another one. So I can also do, let's say 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1. And if I put in 1 here, it's going to say that this one is the last one in this whole thing. It's at the 17th mark, the 17th byte, 17th character, however you want to say it. Then there's username. Username, you can do a trim, and you could do user console.log username. We got username equals username to uppercase, which brings user to all capital letters. And then we also got lowercase, which brings them all to lowercase. So if I put in a capital T here, it'll put that in as a lowercase t. We can also do user number equals user replace all with, let's say I wanted to get rid of all these dashes in here. Then I could just do console.log at user number. And now it prints out that user number and it got rid of the dashes with nothing. Or I could put in space and that puts spaces, or I could put in a dollar sign, puts dollar signs in between it. You can also do slicing with strings. So if I put in a full name here, so full name equals, let's say the full name is Theodore Roosevelt. Let first name equals Theodore. Let last name equals Roosevelt. First name equals full name dot slice 0. And the last name is the full name slice full name dot index of +1 console.log last name console.log first name. So all we did here is we just grabbed the full name, we created a first name and a last name, but we assigned the first name then to the full name starting at 0, and then the last name of the full name will start it at 4. So if I comment these out, you can see that the last name is just starting at the 4th section. So it calls the last name first, which starts at 4, so it's like Door Roosevelt, but we know that's not the last name. So we want to put this like 7, maybe 9. There you go, Roosevelt. And then this one, we can end it at like 7, maybe 8. So the full name takes, the first name is going to take the full name like that. I don't even need these actually. So yeah, we're just talking about how we got a full name here, and then we have a first name and a last name that's unassigned or undeclared. And the first name declaration is just the full name. Then we're going to slice it from 0 all the way to the 8th spot here. And then the next one, we're going to slice it from the 9th spot and onwards. And another way
Cool.
that we can do this,
Messing with strings.
yeah, is by doing this here. So now first name and the full name slices at 0. It's the index of. Yeah, so here's 2 ways of doing the same thing. There's also something called method chaining, where you call one method after another in one continuous line of code. So we have, let's say we have like username equals user1. Got letter equals username dot character at 0. Letter equals letter dot to uppercase. And do console.log letter. So here is something where it takes the first letter and then it just puts it to uppercase. But that's not chaining. You can do the chaining instead by doing let letter username dot character at, and then I do upper to uppercase, and then dot trim. And instead of having the second line, I could just delete that. And here I could just do, yeah, so you don't have to have 3 different lines for character at to uppercase in the trim. You can have it all in one line. You could chain it all together. Now let's talk about if statements. So an if statement, if a condition is true, then do something. If not, do something else. So let's say we have a level and we're like level 15. Oh, not int, let. I'm still stuck on C. And then we could do like a dungeon requirement for a video game like World of Warcraft. So if your level is less than or equal to 27, then the console is going to log you are high enough level for this dungeon. And then else if level, if it's greater than equal to 60, then we can say you are too high level for this dungeon. And then we'll just do else. And it says you are not high enough level for this dungeon. So if we put in level 15, that is under 27, it's under 60, so we're not high enough level. But if I put 65, it says you are high enough level for this dungeon, even though we're too high for it, because the order of these matter. If it goes down and it checks the first one and it's true, it's not going to do the rest of it. It just sees it's true, it's going to do that, and it's going to forget about the rest of the statement. So you want to flip these around because the order matters. So now it's 65, it says you are too high level for this dungeon. But if I put in 45, then you are high enough level, and that's good enough. And now we have a similar statement called a switch statement. It's like an if statement, but it's not really that good if you're doing greater than or equal to with a switch statement. So if you're doing these like greater than 60 or less than 27 or else this, then maybe a if else statement is the best. But if you're going to do something like, let's say, if you're picking a class or a profession, video games got the professions, so we could do input profession. So if this was an if statement, we would do if profession. Here is this double equals. Now we're finally here, Chris. Got this double equals.
We're equal. Finally, we're equal.
So what this means, if the profession is assigned to warrior, let's say, then this if else statement is going to check. If this profession is in fact warrior, then I'm going to do something.
a warrior.
And then the console log can be like, you are strong. And then else if your profession is a wizard, then it says console.log, you can spell. And then else if we could do one more, profession equals a scout, console.log, you are sneaky. Sneaky sneakerson, man. And then else, we could do a default, like an error handling thing where it just says profession is not a valid profession. See, here's one way of doing an if else. But this way, we can do it as a switch statement instead. The level one doesn't work that well with the switch statement because it kind of messes up because the switch statement doesn't really like it. But a statement like this, we can turn this into a switch. So let's do this. Switch profession. We could do case warrior console.log, you are strong, then break. See if it meets the case of warrior, then it's going to print this out, and then it's going to break out of the statement. And then the next one would do case wizard. And then the last line is called default. So now if I type in warrior, it says you are strong. If I type in scout, it says you are sneaky. If I type in sneaky, type in that sneaky is not a valid profession. And if I were to comment these break lines out, then when I type in warrior, it's going to give me every line in this whole statement. So those break lines are important. You can also use switch statements with Boolean. So we can create level 60 and we'll do a switch for true. Case, if your level is greater than or equal to 50, you can console log you are high enough level. And if your level is greater than or equal to 40, your level is not high enough. So now we can see 60 is high enough, 45 is not high enough, and 15 is just an invalid level for some reason. Maybe I should change this around and then put this to 50. Yeah, you get the idea. Or do you? The other one is going to be and, or not operators. So we have and here, which is both operators must be true. We have or, which means either condition can be true. Then we have not, which is condition, or it reverses a condition being true. So we have, let's say we got a temperature of 20 degrees outside. So if the temperature is greater than equal to 0, or the temperature is less than or equal to 30, All right, so it's 20 degrees, which is greater than 0, or 30. So if I were to put 50, it says the weather is bad. If the temperature is greater than or equal to 0, or the temperature is less than or equal to 30, then the weather is bad, or else the weather is good. Do I have these flipped around? Let's see, if the weather is 20, then the weather is good. And if it's 50, then the weather is bad. But if it's or, hold on, the weather is good. I feel like this is putting it out backwards.
What are you
Let's see.
hoes doing?
We're
Hey,
doing
man.
JavaScript.
You're still studying?
Yeah.
I heard.
Do I have my operators backwards?
Are you trying to do and or?
Well, if I do or, then it says the weather is bad, which is correct. But it's still, no, I have these backwards.
Oh.
I got my outputs backwards.
So if it's less than 0 or greater than 30, it's good?
Yes. No,
Oh, okay.
if it's greater than 0, or if it's less than 30, it's good.
Right, that's backwards then, isn't it?
So right now, it's or.
Yeah.
So 50 is greater than 0.
But you got less than.
This one?
Yeah. That's saying a negative number or positive 31 or more.
If temperature is greater than or equal to 0.
Where's it greater than? It says
This one.
less than.
That's less
It's
than?
less. Yeah. So you want to change that to greater than, and then the other one less than, I guess. It goes left to right, I believe. Like I'm not really. Yeah, like that. That makes sense to me. Yeah, between 0 and 30. But you want to say good. You got it right now. It's good.
All right, nice. Yeah, so it's checking if it's
Left to right.
this one or this one, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But now if I put in an and, now it's got to be both. So because
Now it's
it's not
confused.
in between both,
It's saying it can't be true.
yeah,
It'll just be bad.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because you can't be greater than 0 unless, or you can't have both at the same time.
We can also do another parameter like sunny.
Yeah.
So if
That'd be a
sunny equals
Boolean.
true, then we do sunny equals true.
Oh, I always forget to do that. That's smart. Yeah. Just straight up if it's true.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to put in the true. Just put like
Oh.
that.
Oh,
Oh
I
wait,
see.
oh wait, no, you do
It
need to
wants
put
to
it
make it
in.
a string by
Okay.
normal, doesn't it? Now it's a Boolean. The weather is good because it's sunny.
All right.
Nick, he's out. He's tired. He's gone.
Yeah, I'm getting tired too.
Yeah, me
But
too. I'm way earlier than you. I didn't want to say it yet because you're like 9 o'clock.
yeah.
I'm still at 6 and I'm tired.
You know what, man? Let's leave it at that. I'm making some crazy mistakes right now. I'm tired.
Yeah, whatever. That was a good session. You went for like a solid hour and a bit.
Yeah, we're at an hour and 30 minutes.